Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris Allen, right here on the Sam channel. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Beautiful day again today. We're looking at lots of sunshine like we saw yesterday, and even the Plano camp. Well, hi, neighbor. Even the Plano camp is looking good. Now you see some high clouds there, but if we see any clouds today, that's what it's going to be. Just some high, thin cirrus clouds, fair weather clouds, if you will. There is a disturbance off to the north of us that may produce a few clouds, but otherwise, we are looking fantastic today. And the weather's going to continue to be looking fantastic. Here's a view from downtown as you're looking from our AAA Systems live cam from high atop Reservoir Hill, seeing the city of Bowling Green with those same high clouds. Otherwise, we're off to a great start on this Saturday morning. We're not going to have any kind of issues as far as weather today. It will be a bit breezy and it's going to be warmer, and we're going to add a little bit more humidity to the air. It was very, very dry yesterday. Dew points and relative humidity readings were like in the 30s. That's extra, extra dry. And there were a few fires yesterday. Uh, some were small field fires. There were a few house fires, I should say, that unfortunately, came about. Those things are tough to put out when you get a dry season like this, or you get a dry atmosphere. There's no or very little moisture in the air. There's very little humidity, and that's dangerous. That's going to be the case again today, but we're going to sneak in just a little bit more higher dew points by the end of the day. Dew points will be climbing into the 50s. And then over the course of Easter Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, with the system coming in, we're going to see higher dew points in the 60s. That means there's going to be enough moisture and enough fuel to fire off showers and thunderstorms. And unfortunately, we may be looking at some severe weather. I want to get to that first, I believe, because I want to make sure that you guys understand what's coming, and you've got preparations made for all that. So we'll go step by step here. And I know some folks are still coming online live here. So as I'll go slowly here so that you guys don't miss anything. But here is the severe weather threat for today. Now, as you can see, it does not take in any of southern Kentucky. And this lighter shade of green on the scale, this is just thunderstorms, not anything risk. The risk area is going to be up here, eastern Indiana, central Ohio, and a little piece of West Virginia. That's today. Okay. So now let's go to day 2, which takes in tomorrow, Easter Sunday. Pretty broad area of level 1 marginal risk from parts of Nebraska and Kansas, Iowa, northern Missouri, much of central Illinois, central Indiana, southern Ohio, central and southern Ohio, a little piece of northern Kentucky. We're talking about the Covington, Cincinnati area, maybe over toward Ashland, and then over to parts of West Virginia. It looks like it just kind of touches the metro Louisville area, maybe just north of Lexington. So that's tomorrow. Did you see there the timestamp? Easter Sunday tomorrow. Now let's go to the day 3. Now we're looking at a much more intense system. There is a piece of energy that's just off coastal California on the Pacific coast, way over here, that is coming onshore, and that is going to meet up with this system that is stalled over the Central Plains and the Ohio Valley. moisture from the Gulf of Mexico will start to get tapped into, and that's going to make for the perfect combination for a severe weather outbreak. I do think this is looking more and more like an outbreak of severe weather. This, as you see that orange, that's a level 3 on the scale from 1 to 5, level 3 enhanced risk in parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Nebraska, Kansas, sorry, then Missouri. Okay, that's a level 3. Level 2 surrounds that. The level 1 and just general thunderstorms take in southern Kentucky, and then the level 1 takes in the Ohio River. But I want to dive deeper here, so I can take you a little bit further. Let's go down to Kentucky, and there is the risk for today. Here's the risk for tomorrow. Takes in, as I mentioned, Covington, maybe just touching Louisville, Lexington. But now let's move on to day 3, and you see Monday, it comes right up next to the Ohio River, the severe weather risk. Now I want to go a little further because we're still on the long term the long term outlook is what I'm trying to say. Long term outlook. This today, later today, this outlook will move to a day 3 because we'll be in that short term window, especially tomorrow, which this gives us a look at Tuesday. So let me focus on that because we're still from Bowling Green east in that probability of severe weather from 15 to almost 30%. At this point, being this many days out, as I've said in previous days, that's a big deal. So look for our area, Southern Kentucky, Central Kentucky, the Bluegrass, Eastern Kentucky, and I would say even in parts back west of Bowling Green, west of 65, to be upgraded into, I would say, at least a level 2 slight risk, or maybe even a level 3 enhanced. It's going to be one of those situations where we're just going to have to allow it to play out a little bit more as we get new data coming in later today and this evening. Then we'll have a better fix on this, and we should have a better fix on the timing of when these storms are going to come. It may come in a couple of different waves, a couple of different sections, a piece here, then followed by another piece there. It could be where we have a situation where uh, Tuesday morning or Monday night into Tuesday morning, there's your round 1, then a break before the main system comes in Tuesday afternoon and evening, and then the risk would go up higher, especially if we have sunshine between what happens Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon. As we get surface heating, that causes the instability factor to go up, fuels those thunderstorms even more. And then as the front comes punching through, that's when we could see the worst of the active weather. And so this is one of those really touch and go situations right now, not until we get this in the short term window, which would be starting tomorrow, really. Overnight tonight, they'll probably put out a day 3 that's going to put us in more focus as to how this is going to play out. Right now, we're still in the long term window. Like this is a day 4 outlook. Once you get into that day 3 outlook, then everything becomes a little more defined. So I just want you to make sure that, you know, if you don't have a weather radio, you get one this weekend, you know, go to your Ace Hardware store and get one of these. Tell them go into any Ace Hardware store, Ace Hardware Marketplace, Ace Hardware store, and say, I want the weather radio that Chris Allen talks about. Get it, program it. They can, some of the managers at some of the Ace stores can help you program it. If not, there are videos online, YouTube videos that show you how to program this weather radio. Just make sure you're looking for the Midland. That's the brand name, Midland WR120. That's what you asked for. Okay. And I would say right now, the thing to do is to scan that QR code and download the News40 weather app, because that will give you instant alerts, and you can set it up on your phone, whether you have an iPhone or whether you have an Android. It doesn't matter. I've got a button right there that says News40 weather app, and it comes up and it will load in everything you need right there. Current conditions, radar. Yeah, there's some ads that pop up, but we're thankful to Greenwood Ford Lincoln uh, for sponsoring this, because they make it possible to get this app out to you. So of course we want you to do business with them, and but once you get it open, then you've got radar and you have pop-up notifications of any kind of watches and warnings. You have future radar, you have lightning detection, you have all that stuff right there in the app on your phone. And then you're ready to go for Tuesday or whenever the severe weather happens, but it does look like it's going to happen. Okay, let's move on. Here we go with a look at the radar this morning. It is not very active until you go further north. Now, that's where a boundary is set up right now. And you can see there's a lightning strike. Let me zoom in on that. It's up there toward Indianapolis. And Indianapolis today is going to get some pretty good thunderstorms. As you can see, there's Indy. Look at all the lightning strikes there, kind of going down 65, but also down the Ohio River. That's where the boundary is set up today. None of that is coming our direction. It's going to come a little bit closer to the Ohio River, um, and eventually we will begin to see some showers down south. It looks like a little shower there outside of Louisville. Sorry. Let me turn on the clouds so you can see that. And we're seeing these are the high clouds I just showed you on the Plano cam and the AAA systems camera. High clouds. Okay. Everybody else is mainly clear on this Saturday morning. Okay. Now let's go to the current conditions, the Kentucky Mesonet Network, and we'll check temperatures and we'll check wind this morning on this Saturday. I hope you take advantage of the day. This is Easter weekend. Great time to get outdoors. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful day today. Uh, Temperatures already in the 50s. Look at that. 60s back here in Western Kentucky. It's going to be an extra, extra warm day. Look at this. Oh, you guys down in Cumberland County, Burkesville, you think I'm picking on you, but I'm not. I'm just what I love about this is real time temperatures from all these sensors that WKU, Western Kentucky University, and the Kentucky Mesonet Network make available to us. You want to see tax dollars at work? That's what this is, in a very good way. Just think about how it would be if we did not have the Mesonet stations. We would have to wait an hour for the airport to update the temperature. Well, temperature is flows constantly. So this information flows constantly in real time. That's why sometimes you'll watch this map and then it'll flash, and that's when it's doing an update. But look at this, Cumberland County, you're at 38. And up the road in Metcalfe County, you're at 57. Isn't that crazy? But it's where that sensor is. It's right there on the Cumberland River, down in the valley. So with a clear, very stable air mass, it's going to read that until the sun hits it. Sun's not hitting it yet, but it is in all these other places. That's cool to see that. All right, let's look at the wind. Winds, it's going to be breezy today. I can tell you that. Southerly winds. That's good. That means warm air. Right now, the winds are coming out of the south, 5 to 10, and a little breezy. Let's check the gusts, up to 15. And those gusts will pick up today, maybe 20, 25 miles per hour later this afternoon. So it is going to be a breezy day across the area. All right, let's look at the model blender. The blender's got some interesting things on it this morning. It's got some warm air, and it has a little shot of colder air, or cooler air, I should say. Look at that. 76, 79, 79, 76. Wowzers. Yeah. Perfect for Easter weekend. How long has it been since we've had an Easter weekend in the 80s or around 80? It's going to happen. Today I'm going with 78. They show 76 in the blend of models, but I'm going 80 tomorrow and Monday. Those 79s will be 80s. And then we go 75, maybe 76 on Tuesday, but that's with rain and thunderstorms coming in. And then the dew points and the temperatures take a big drop. That's the cold front coming in with the storms. So we only go 55 or so. Both Wednesday and Thursday are going to be your two coolest days in the next 10. But still just a little bit below average. Average high 65. So, yeah, we're going to be maybe 10 degrees cooler than average on Wednesday. Then we start to moderate back into the 60s and 70s into next weekend. So, again, one of these short term little blips, but you got to remember those 70s that you're seeing there and near 80, that's way above average, way above the average of 65. So it's a reset. All that's happening Wednesday, Thursday of next week is a reset. Then we go right back into the, well, really unseasonably warm spring weather. It shouldn't be this warm yet, but we'll take it because it's holiday weekend and it's going to be rather nice to start, but not to finish. All right, let's look at that. The maps. Here we go. This is the right now today. Low pressure systems. That's why there's thunderstorms over Indianapolis, that stalled boundary, and then a cold front and more low pressure systems waiting back to the west. Today, beautiful. Nothing to worry about down here. In Bowling Green in southern Kentucky, everything is fine. Nashville, even Louisville, Frankfort, Lexington, Paducah, west to east. Those showers are going to roll east and southeast up into Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Ohio. Here comes our system, though, that's going to be lurking around the corner as we get into the weekend, late weekend. Now, tonight, there is a small possibility, and I do mean small, like 10 to 20% chance somebody could get a shower down here in southern Kentucky. There's a little disturbance that's pushing out ahead of this system. It could be from a gust front from earlier thunderstorms that just pushes out, meets up with a little bit of added moisture and pops a shower, or maybe even a thunderstorm, but I'm not expecting much from that. So here we go. 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, leftover shower activity as the front tries to work its way further south, but it's being blocked by this big dome of high pressure. So that's why I say for Easter Sunday, we keep any shower activity to the north of us. Here's 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. There could be a spotty shower north of Bowling Green, up I-65 toward Evansville, maybe over toward Louisville, Frankfort, Lexington. It's not going to be broad brushed like it's painted in here. I think Easter sunrise service, which sunrise is at 6:23 tomorrow morning, temperature about 60 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. Then we get into Sunday afternoon and evening. Nothing here. Everything, this retreats back to the north. It's just going to wobble back and forth as ripples of low pressure right along that track is just going to wobble north and south, back and forth. Here we go into Monday. Now we're looking at a little better chance of getting some scattered showers, perhaps a thunderstorm. The heavier activity is going to be off to the north along that boundary. Here we go into Tuesday. Now this is going to be prime time. We're likely to see thunderstorms, as I mentioned, Tuesday morning, then a break, then a second round in the afternoon after maybe some daytime heating, and that's what would cause severe weather here, or maybe just some rough thunderstorms. Too soon to say, but with that outlook already being a couple of days old now, and it's been consistent every day, I believe we're going to get some kind of severe weather here in southern Kentucky with the front finally being pushed east. That energy, available moisture, wind, shear, high dew points. Yeah, it all comes together. Classic spring storm system. And then it turns a bit cooler, as you saw, about 10 degrees cooler than average on Wednesday with a few leftover showers. Thursday, everything moves on, and Friday, high pressure builds back in, and we're good to go. But the prime time for any kind of severe weather is going to be anywhere from Monday night in through Tuesday morning, and then again Tuesday afternoon and evening until that whole system gets out of here. So, but between now and then, beautiful, gorgeous, enjoy the warm, breezy weather. Going Easter egg hunting with your kids and grandkids, going to church services, Easter sunrise, all of that. Whatever you've got planned for Easter, going to be awesome. Glorious is what I like to call it because it's Easter. Yes. All right, let's see who's in the chat room this morning. Mindy, Barbara, Gregory, Ricky, Greg, Eva, Tony, Sheila, Carol, Doc, Steve. All right. Thank you all. Appreciate you watching. Enjoy your weekend, please. And we'll worry about the storms come Monday and Tuesday. But as long as you've got the app, as long as you've got a weather radio or some other way, 2 or 3 different ways to monitor the weather, you're going to be fine. And of course, I'm going to stay on top of it. And so is Darius and Noah, my team back at News40. We're watching it all weekend. So God bless you. Have a wonderful Easter weekend. And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for Easter Sunday.